Hey everyone, I'm Alicia Malone, you're watching TCM, and this month we've been boldly going where few channels have gone before by watching a series of sci-fi films from 1902 right up to the 70s and 80s. And we can't talk sci-fi without including Star Trek, the very successful television and movie franchise. So let's watch the film that's a fan favourite from 1982, directed by Nicholas Meyer. It's Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Or I should say, Kahn! He is the major villain of the series, an intelligent and dangerous superhuman played by Ricardo Montalban. Here he's threatening the entire universe with a stolen device called Project Genesis. So his old nemesis, Admiral James T. Kirk, played by William Shatner, springs back into action to stop him. This came a couple of years after the first film, Star Trek the Motion Picture from 1979, which wasn't as big of a success as Paramount had hoped. It was also very expensive, so the studio hired TV producer Harve Bennett to make the sequel for very little money, which he did, and the second, third and fourth films were all made for as much as the first. And later, Shatner credited Bennett as the man who got Star Trek back on track. Here, fans also got to see an older Kirk and Spock, which Shatner likened to going to a high school reunion where everybody's gotten so old you can't believe it, but said it definitely added to the story. You have to play up those elements that are universal to human beings, he said. All right, let's set our faces to stun from 1982, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. The idea for this sequel came from producer Harve Bennett, who had watched an episode of the TV show called Space Seed and was impressed with Ricardo Montalban's performance. He thought it would be fun to see Montalban reprise his role 15 years later, which he was very happy to do. But one person who wasn't happy with this film was the creator of Star Trek, Gene Roddenberry. He wrote a letter to Bennett objecting to many elements in the film, including the death of Spock. And during production, a portion of the script which showed how Spock died was leaked, and fans were very angry about it. Leonard Nimoy started to receive death threats and was very shaken by them. They decided to forge ahead, but apparently Bennett believed that leak came from Roddenberry as a way to force them to change their minds. We've got more sci-fi for you next, a psychological thriller directed by the acclaimed Russian filmmaker Andrei Tarkovsky. Stay with us.